Go. Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of Parrot Sweep. We're discussing MI today. I think Mumbai Indians are a team in form right now, and we had to do a pod on it. And it wasn't really this case when we last podded, Shaleen. So, amazing turn of form. They look really good. I have to take an analogy from football over here. I think Klopp's Liverpool before Van Dijk and Alisson was something similar. They conceded like crazy, but their attack was just too good. So I believe like they won games like 4-3, 5-4, and that's what's happening with MI right now. Their batting is able to chase any target down. I think their bowling is horrible. And they're conceding 200 plus like in more or less every game. But their batting is like super good right now. I believe they chased 200 plus in 16 overs the other night. And
16.3.
Yeah, that's just out of the world now. There's no competing against a batting lineup like that. So what exactly has changed, Shaleen, over the last 2 weeks?
So honestly, this guy on the frame, I think he is the biggest reason for the change of fortunes for MI. And as you mentioned, I mean, MI was not looking good. No, 5 matches back, 6 matches back, nobody could have actually pictured them in the top three and actually having 2 games left and being in a position where they could actually qualify in the top two. So before Surya joined the party, I would say there were some good knocks from Ishan, then something from Cameron Green. Rohit would pitch in a 20 every once in a while, and he had 150 as well. And you had the youngsters in Wadhera and Tilak doing their job to kind of make sure that MI don't actually fall to the bottom of the table. But when this guy joined, I think MI has started looking like a completely different side. And I think that game he scored like 83 of 35. You also have a couple of other innings where he scored 70 odd
Scored a century
in very quick time. He scored a century in the last game. Yeah, how can I forget that? And then you have visuals of Sachin Tendulkar on the stream who's trying to emulate the shots that Surya has played. And I don't think he would have been able to kind of do it the way Surya is doing it right now. So
best T20 player in the world right now.
Yeah, I mean, you had 3 ducks in a row before IPL, and then the IPL didn't get off to a good start. So everyone was sort of saying, okay, maybe Surya, that was a phase. But these last few innings have just turned it around for them. And Ishan Kishan also needs a mention here because he scored a few runs before this, but it was more like a 30 or 23 balls some days. And even if he got to a slightly bigger score, the strike rate or the momentum just wasn't there. He wasn't really looking like the destructive left-hander that we know him as. So in the past few matches, even he has looked in supreme touch. He has played some really good shots. Even those 40s that he has scored have actually ended up giving momentum to MI, and then couple that with contributions from Wadhera, and Tim David won them that match against RR by scoring 3 sixes. You have contributions from Green, who has scored like 280 to 90 runs for an all-rounder. I think you can't expect much more from that. So batting wise, MI has definitely looked superb. They have looked like a side who can chase anything down. And more importantly, most of their batters are not sloggers. They are all good batsmen. If you look at their top five, they are all complete batsmen who just happen to be in good forms, and their power hitting game is also coming off. So that's a really good sign, because when you have people like Russell, you don't necessarily know what a next game is going to be, even though they've scored a century in the last one. But with these players, you sort of have that temperament, batting style, as well as that power hitting game and form. So the top six for Mumbai are looking absolutely fabulous.
I think
Do
one
you want to
reason,
really talk about
I think one reason over here, which we need to cover, is the youngsters over here. As in, people were calling them a team in transition. I'd say they were a team in transition. I do believe that they have
no doubt
they have like a good history of scouting. Firstly, I think the Pandya brothers, Yuzvendra Chahal played for them, Akshar Patel played for them, Jasprit Bumrah, of course, like the best T20 bowler for like quite a good while now. So I believe they have had like a good history of scouting, and now with Tilak and Nehal, Wadhera in the middle, I believe that's kind of continued further. And I do think Tilak Verma is one player which he has the pedigree to play for the Indian cricket team. And
definitely.
Very young, very handy bowler. I've not seen him bowl this season. He was bowling last time around. I think he's very close to a Yuvraj Singh or a Suresh Raina in terms of bowling those 6-7 overs in a 50-over game and contributing with the bat, and that extra affinity just because he's a lefty batsman. So I believe Tilak Verma is one very good find for Mumbai Indians. I do remember watching the auction a few years back, and SRH and RR were bidding for him, and then CSK and MI were competing just to get Tilak Verma, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, why are they fighting for this fellow over here? And we have seen what he brings to the table. I think also with Nehal Wadhera, I think over the last few games he started off slow, but over the last two games he has been immense in the way he has taken responsibility. So I think for a youngster, he has been delivering a lot, and like this will only improve. I don't see MI going back from here. And last night Vishnu Vinod played, and he played really well. Just to be sure, like, he played like really well, hitting those balls. So I think they have a good youngster component in their team, which kind of was the only component which was firing during the early stages of the tournament. Now, when the big boys have started to be the big boys, I believe they are very, very tough to stop. So I think with respect to batting, they look like really good. I feel they might have the best batting lineup in the tournament. And that too, Rohit is not performing to the way Rohit is capable of. So we need to add that over as well. So I believe with respect to batting, they're good. But how about their bowling? Like, they're terrible, but how is that looking like?
I think bowling wise, MI has definitely struggled. I think they have tried out like 7 to 8 pacers. Jofra Archer was supposed to be the big replacement for Bumrah since Bumrah is not playing, and they sort of had Archer in the last season as well, where he didn't even play. And so he was supposed to come in and shoulder that responsibility of being the premier pacer of the side, bowling in the power plays as well as in the deaths. But somehow that has just not worked out for MI, which is a big blow because they, with Jofra not working, the only bowler that they have stuck with is Jason Barendorf, who has sort of had decent returns. He has picked up some wickets and bowled well in a few matches. They've also tried Riley Meredith, who didn't come off. They've tried Arshad Khan, which I think they are persisting with at the moment, but somehow even he has failed to deliver. A young pacer that has really impressed me in the few matches that he has played is Akash Madwal. Bowling in the death, he's been consistently nailing those Yorkers. So Madwal is definitely someone that MI would look for in the future. I don't know how much of a contribution we can expect from him in the remaining fixtures since he's only played like 3 to 4 games at the moment. But one big revelation this season has been our old-timer PIYUSH CHAWLA. I mean,
absolutely
you
crazy.
look at his,
Rolling back
his
the
face
years.
and it looks like he's 50 or something. But when I checked up, he's like 34. And but the way he has played is definitely contributed to where MI stand in the table. He is their highest wicket taker. He is in contention for the purple cap as well. He's in the top 4, as are a
Number
lot of
3,
other leg spinners at this season.
yeah.
Yeah. So PIYUSH Chawla has contributed massively in their success. And being a leg spinner, you always have the advantage where you take wickets. But with PIYUSH this season, he has also managed to sort of keep bowling in the right areas and restrict the run rate. So he's been very good overall as well. Apart from that, I don't see a lot of hope in terms of bowling for MI. They would definitely need to invest in an Indian pacer wherever they can get it from,
I think
and
they get
hope that.
Bumrah next season.
I mean, they do have Bumrah, and let's hope Bumrah is available for next season. I mean, before the season, if Bumrah were playing, you would have thought MI's bowling is at a different level with Bumrah and Archer in the same team. But somehow it hasn't worked out. So there are a lot of things for MI management to discuss here. Another spinner who's done well is Kumar Karthike. He's been consistent enough. He's picked up some wickets, bowled in the middle overs and sort of kept the run rate low. So he's been good. I think MI should definitely uh, persist with him for the time being. And yeah, MI's bowling, even though it is struggling at the moment, there are a couple of glimmers of hope, but definitely needs reinforcements. I mean, people like Jordan and Meredith I don't see them playing next season as well. I mean, they have just not been the kind of bowlers who have worked in IPL.
But where do you see MI finishing this season?
Uh, honestly, I think with their remaining two matches, one against LSG and the other one, I would say they definitely win one out of the two, and with that, they would be placed at 16 points. I just hope they win it with a decent enough margin to sort of bolster that run rate, and with RCB and Punjab knocking on their head, there is a very good chance that they might still qualify. But if they win two out of two, they're definitely going in the top two. And I do see momentum being in their side. I do see some bowlers stepping up since, I mean, just law of averages states that somebody has to do good now.
Yeah.
So in that way, I'm very hopeful for MI in the remaining two fixtures and definitely see them going, making a strong case for themselves for the finals as well.
I see. I think I agree to most of it. I think I won't be surprised if they qualify as top two. But I still feel they might come short due to lapses in their bowling. Good teams identify weaknesses, and that's a big gap right now. I feel that might not be enough for them to win the trophy right now.
Definitely. Yeah. There are struggles, but at the same time, I do feel like a certain Rohit Sharma might just play innings of a lifetime to kind of rescue them out of a bad situation. It's due, and it's not like Rohit has struggled. Whenever he has batted, and even those 20s that he has scored some crisp shots.
Yeah.
So you can't necessarily say that he's out of form. It's just that he has sort of lost his way. He's trying to be a little too aggressive, which is what the format dictates at the moment. Somehow he's not been able to persist, carry on through the innings. But I think in the remaining two matches, if one of those innings comes in even one of the two matches, then teams would be very scared of to face any opposition bowling.
Totally agreed. I think that's our take on Mumbai Indians, or rather the new Mumbai Indians that we have this season.
Yeah.
See you on the other side.